mud for us. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you? Good to see you. I'm gonna try to go get a lap in, Josh.
Alright guys, we're back out at Moto541. It has been a minute. It's been over a month or something like that. Been a while. My buddy Jeff brought out the Cowie today. Yeah, so we're back on the 450 as well. Trying to get used to that. You're going to see me stall this thing a whole lot today. Of course, I've been riding the two-stroke all summer, so yeah, trying to get used to the 450 again. Kind of kicked my butt. Have to admit, there was some frustration involved with not being able to keep this thing running. In hindsight, I definitely just, you know, had it in the wrong gear most of the time. Especially for this place, with it being as slippery as it is. I typically have to make sure I downshift, because I can't quite get away with leaving her a gear high all the time. So it's the first session. It was kind of an open practice session, and I was originally going to skip it, but because it didn't look super muddy, so I decided to go ahead and try to get out and get a couple of laps in. Wasn't sure how much I was going to ride today, so here I'd get out here and check the conditions. Track was, I don't know, kind of a little bit, how do I describe it? Slippery, which is pretty common, but it's like it wasn't tilled up real deep or something. I don't know, there's a real hard base underneath. It was really challenging for me. It was tough. The last time I rode, it's been several weeks since I've ridden motorcycles, and the last time I rode at the 125 Dream Race, of course.
Woo, it's hard.
And I felt like Washougal has so much traction. I just got out here and really struggled. Plus being on the 450 again, which usually I adapt to fairly quick, but I really haven't ridden this bike for a couple of months. So yeah, so basically had a great time riding my dirt bike today. This is the, you know, early on it's always a challenge, but I feel pretty comfortable here at my home track, my local track. Yeah, conditions were tough though. But I tell you what, riding out here I think definitely will help you build some skills. This is, I know I've said it before, to me this is one of the more technical tracks, not so much because of the layout or the jumps or, you know, any big technical features. It's just the dirt out here is really hard to figure out, to be honest with you. And I've been riding here for a couple of years now, so, and I've seen the dirt change quite a bit. It's definitely better, but I think it makes a difference how it's prepped, for sure. I always trust it as it gets more hard packed and dries out a little bit. I always feel more comfortable in it. But, I mean, I watch the fast guys still navigate it, even when it's tough for me, but anyhow, I got 2 laps in to finish this session out, and there's plenty more to come. Session 2. Of course, I'm always happy to get back out on the track. Out here with my couple of buddies. Josh, of course, always comes out. Rob made it out on his Cowie. Yeah, Mitch was here, and yeah, we had a good time. Good time riding dirt bikes. And there's stall number 1. It's always good getting back out to the local track. Funny, there wasn't a huge turnout today. There were a few of us, but not a huge turnout. And if I haven't been here for a while, it always takes me a little bit, you know, to get used to the dirt again. It was fun watching everybody else slip and slide around on it. I wasn't the only guy struggling out here, that's for sure. Rob trying to keep that cowie in a straight line. It is a challenge. Riding pretty good. First laps. Early on. Well, this line right here was crazy. Usually this line's pretty good early in the mornings, but it was already chunked out full of holes. It's almost like somebody rode it on Friday and tore it up pretty good, and then they just kind of watered it and left it alone. I mean, that's probably not what happened, but it's almost kind of seems like it, because these lines got put in, I don't know, pretty early in the day. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We had a big area, parking area, just all us old guys, just kind of hanging out under Josh's canopy. Good times, man. Love to see all the familiar faces out there. Jeff, Matt, all the guys. That's part of the fun of riding moto anymore. It's just sitting around and BSing with your buddies. Trying to size the tabletop up a little bit. Basically, I didn't jump it today, but I should have. Yo, it's funny, when I came out here, I totally was like, I'm doing the triple, I'm hitting it all, gonna get all these jumps down. I feel this way every time after coming back from Washougal, and I just feel like I'm ready to rip. And then as soon as my tires hit the ground here, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a real limited supply of traction out here. And it just changes my outlook completely. Coming up on my buddy Josh. He had a great day today too. He's really getting his money's worth out of that gas. I think that softer suspension definitely helps in the slippery conditions. I feel like if I would run a little more sag here, let that back end squat down a little more, it might help me some. I always feel like I have a harder time because it's harder to lighten up the front wheel, you know, just because traction isn't as prevalent as some other places. That maybe if I softened up the rear some, let it squat a little more, it would take some of that weight off the front wheel and make it a little less because sometimes on these straights it feels a little sketchy. Like I just can't get over the back of the bike far enough. But what do I know? I have no idea what I'm talking about, really. That was not a stall. That was got dirt thrown in my eyes and kind of lost track of where I was and thought I was going to fall over. Yeah, this is a track for me that you just can't really push real hard on. Just for, you know, my skill level, it's really easy for me to try too hard and then I stall it again. Man, there was a lot of this. I'll probably have a couple of different videos of this ride. Just because I ended up riding 5 sessions total. I was having a lot of fun, honestly. But, yeah, so I have quite a bit of footage, and so I'll kind of spread it out. And there will be a lot of me stalling the bike. Had a yellow flag out there for somebody. Hopefully everybody's okay. I kind of like this outside here before the rollers. I'm not showing it here, but you can really carry some speed through the rollers, but everybody wants to drift to that left side, so I'm looking for alternate lines. I see I'm trying to catch back up to Josh. Lots of different skill levels out here today. So I typically ride what they call slow big bikes, which is not the fast guys. And that can mean a lot of different things, from brand new riders to people who have never been on a track before to even guys that are jumping all the jumps out here. Very wide range of riders, skill levels out here.
Sorry.
I was trying really hard not to run that guy's bike over, but I also wanted to catch up to Josh. Either way, it didn't work at all. I didn't catch up to Josh, and I did tap the guy's front tire. I got a guy coming out of the middle of the track. What's happening there? At this point, I'm kind of just over it. I'm going to check up and try to find some clean air. There's a lot of guys out here right now. Really hoping to get at least one good lap in, and I really didn't in this session. But, you know, sometimes it goes that way. This being my second session, but really my first full session. Of course, each session lasts approximately 15 minutes. Which is why this video is so long. Now I'm just kind of putting around. Again, still just looking for a little bit of breathing room so I can get some clean air and not be roosted and start figuring some stuff out. A lot of times it's easier just to try to go faster than everybody. But since I'm not very fast, that's not very easy to do. Now we're putting it together a little bit. Okay, maybe not. It's funny, sometimes I think guys were like riding out there with their buddies because they would just like stick together like side by side and make it really tough for other people to pass. I don't know if that's what was going on, but sometimes it sure did feel that way. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're, you know, just remember you're not the only guys out on the track. A little single file action might be better than side by side. But anyhow, I think that's going to be about it for this one. If you've watched this far, I appreciate it. Until the next one, thanks for watching.